The Animal Justice Party is issuing a public appeal to all ports across New Zealand to make a decisive stand for animal welfare by signing a pledge against handling live animal exports. The coalition government is progressing its commitment to reinstate livestock exports by sea. Public consultation was set down for this month. The Associate Minister of Agriculture, Andrew Hoggard, said reinstating livestock exports will require an amendment to the Animal Welfare Act, and strengthened welfare standards will be developed before the trade returns. The minister went on to say, I understand animal welfare is a top priority for all Kiwis. It's vital and, in fact, non-negotiable that the standards are in place before the trade is restarted. Hearing a range of voices will help us to understand how we can best achieve this. So why haven't started again? Well, it's all about the money, honey. The value for livestock exports by sea was over $300 million in 2022. Hoggard says he believes there's an opportunity to expand our live export potential and support the growth of our primary industries and rural communities. Well, do we believe all of that? Rob McNeil is the Executive President of the Animal Justice Party, and he joins me now. Rob, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I am good. Hey, look, $300 million, Rob. Shouldn't our primary industries and rural communities do all they can to future-proof earnings?
We would love to support farmers. The truth is, though, that the milk powder and the dairy industry is worth more than $10 billion. And this is just an example of just a little bit more in an area where cows do not belong on boats.
But so you're not going really for after the government, are you? You want to ask the ports, if I've read this right, across New Zealand to refuse to handle live animal exports. How do you convince a company to turn away work?
Well, a recent poll, showed that only 19% of Kiwis think that the ban on live exports should be overturned. And there was a recent petition that got around 60,000 signatures supporting the ban staying in place. And so this is a case of something else, of something more. What's the next step? The national election is 2 years away still, but there are local elections coming up next year, and these ports are a mix of ownership of councils and in some cases public companies. And so we're asking them to look at their own environmental and sustainability policies and just decide not to traffic live animals anymore. There are a number of ports in New Zealand that already don't traffic live animals, and so we know that Kiwis that love animals are hungry for something else, and this is a campaign that we're going to try.
But is that because these ports that don't do it because they physically just can't do it? They can't get the ships big enough in that do it, or have they done it for ethical reasons?
You won't find statements saying that it's for ethical reasons. To some extent, it'll be about where they are in relation to the industry. But there are major ports, for example, Tauranga, one of the biggest ports in the country that definitely could handle it, but does not do it. And why not when it's so close to the dairy industry where a lot of these baby cows are excess and being shipped off overseas. So it's just a case of trying something else, and we think it'll resonate with you.
So you say the party is engaged with local councillors and port authorities already, and what feedback did you get? What did they say?
We're really just getting started on that. We're a 100% volunteer-run organisation, and you can check us out at animaljustice.org.nz. We're a new political party, 100% volunteer-run that ran 17 candidates and got registered just before the election. So we really are just doing that research process and trying to identify those councillors and possibly candidates in the next local election, which is a year away, that would support, that love animals and would support maintaining this ban.
So I said in the intro, Rob, that I spoke with Minister Hoggard. I interviewed him a couple of times on this. He promised to strengthen welfare standards and will be developed before the trade returns. He called them gold standard. Is that not good enough? Do you not believe him?
Well, you're lucky because he won't meet with me so far.
Oh, okay.
I would love to talk to Minister Hoggard about that. The truth is there's no such thing as a gold standard. I mean, they could fly these cows to China if they really wanted to, but that's not on the table. These animals, I mean, think of a cow. If you've ever met a bobby calf or a cow, or think of your dog. I know you love your dogs. on a ship by themselves, already separated from their mother, already born just so that their mum can produce milk for dairy. And now
but
they're
Rob,
stuck on a
they're
ship
not
for 3
sending
weeks.
bobby calves though. They don't send bobby calves. They're
They
sending
get,
they're
they're just
sending
a little
fully
bit old.
grown cows for breeding purposes.
They're just a little bit older. They're just a little bit older. They're still babies.